So it is kiln opening time again. I have a new camera, so hopefully we can see things better. It's a little dark in here, and the kiln is still kind of warm, so I think I'm going to go ahead and unload it and then just bring it out into the sun, and we'll be able to see it better. There's some new glaze testing, and probably a clay that I haven't taken video of before, so we will see what we have. Okay, so I just took everything out just to bring it out in the light a little bit more. Ruby's here too. She wants to be part of the video. Huh, Ruby? Huh? You want to be in the video, huh? Yes, I know. Alright. So, I will go through the good and the bad. You know, it's not a very big kiln, so there's really not that much to talk about. And I did a lot of the same glazes. First of all, I had a reglaze to do. So I didn't actually add any more glaze to this. I just wanted to refire it. Probably should have put some glaze on it. But in the first firing of these pieces, I got a lot of pinholing and kind of more like bubbling. So that's showing up on camera. It's really bad inside now. And of course they always say when you refire pinholing that it just gets worse, and that's exactly what's been happening. I thought maybe it was where it was in the kiln, but it just got worse. So this is Speckled Moss by Laguna and Waxy Blue on the bottom by Kentucky Mudworks. And the thing is I have not had any problems with speckled moss until I changed my elements in my kiln. So maybe it's just heating up faster, cooling down faster, not getting to the right temperature, I don't know. But both of the pieces that had that glaze combination are really bad with these pinholes. So I'm not too sure what to do about that. I had a little bit of pinholing with the new pieces that were fired, but I didn't use the speckled moss this time just because of the results that I've been having with it. So that was pretty much the worst of it. It looks like speckled moss, but it's actually copper patina by Kentucky Mudworks. And copper patina is sort of kind of like a satin glaze, and then it's over, I think, waxy blue right there on the bottom. Actually, probably waxy blue is over the copper patina. Either way, I get the same glaze result, so I don't really worry about which is over or under with this. But it does pinhole a little bit. Probably the glaze is a little thick, it's a little bit heavy. So I'm not real sure if I want to keep this glaze combo, only because it does pinhole occasionally. And I got some bubbling and pinholing with the copper patina, which never happens, so it has to be the new kiln elements. So maybe soaking the kiln more might help me. I tried 5 minutes, so I'm going to probably have to get a pyrometer just because I really don't know what the temperatures are. But waxy blue is really nice. It's been very reliable. It doesn't really run unless it hits another glaze, but it does a lot of cool stuff. If you can see down in there, it kind of has a lot of like white streaks that come into it. So it's a nice glaze. It's a little bit purple, but very reliable. And it is a cone 6 glaze. So I had a bunch of pieces with that combo. Some of these sponge holders warped on me, but a new glaze that I've been wanting to try is also by Kentucky Mudworks. It's called Hillbilly Blues. It's a little bit more of a gray blue than what I was hoping for, but this is also a new clay that I started using called Red Rock by High Water Clay. I've been using their speckled brown for a long time, and I use red stone, but Red Rock has specks in it. That's the only difference. And on the speckled brown stoneware, this is Hillbilly Blues also. It looks pretty much identical, so it's a good glaze. Not too sure if I want to use it, but it did have a nice combo with waxy blue, and this is on speckled brown. So I put the waxy blue over the Hillbilly Blues. So you have the waxy blue right here, Hillbilly Blues in the bottom, and then there's the overlap there. So that was a pretty good combination. It didn't really run or anything, but it's kind of a nice look. And that's on speckled brown. So, and I have a few other Laguna glazes that I've had. This one's a new one called Seafoam, and this is sky blue. Kind of dull. I mean, the finish is dull. It doesn't really do anything. It doesn't break. Just kind of like a flat color. It's a little bit hard to work with. These were all dipped, so you can see where there's kind of like glaze missing there. It tends to happen with this glaze. It's hard to get a good even coat, even with two dips. I'm not sure. I guess it's just too thin. So something that I started doing recently is using some slip to make designs on the greenware. I find it's hard to catch the greenware when it's at the right stage of wet for the slip to stick to it. I'm going to come into the sun a little bit better. This just has dots of slip on it, and the slip is porcelain. And it's a Laguna, it's called Frost White Porcelain, and it goes to cone 6. So these mugs came out really nice. It's Mediterranean Mist over Chino. So Mediterranean Mist is by Standard Ceramic, and Chino is by Coyote. And I have done this before, but this time I poured the Chino down the mugs. That's probably was holding them like that, and then poured the Chino down. So it's underneath there, and I thought it would give a mottled look, and it's kind of interesting. It's much heavier looking than what Mediterranean Mist usually does for me. I did hold it down in the glaze for a while because I've been getting that sort of pond scum green look if I don't. But these came out really good. So I just did a bunch of slip decorating on the sides here. And the thing that I've noticed is in the bisque fire, some of these will come up. Some of these slip trails will come up off of the piece. And you have to be really careful when you're glazing, because if you press down, sometimes they break, and then I just have to sand it a little bit. But the thing is in the glaze fire, they go right back down onto the piece, and they're on there. So it's a little bit of a hard process to get, but maybe I just need to use a different type of slip. But it does give you a different look because it is porcelain. So I had a bunch of mugs that had that, a whole bunch of different kinds of mugs and different slip decorations on it. And maybe the sun is blinding us now. So that's a pretty good glaze combination though. And I used a lot of Opal, which is by Coyote, over the red rock, and I really like the look of the glaze combination with the clay. It's just a very light blue and picks up a lot of texture. So Opal by Coyote can be a good glaze to pick up texture if you're looking for that. I don't like it on white clay though. It's too much of a pale blue for me on white clay. Kind of frothy looking, but for whatever reason on red, I guess it's the iron, it really looks good. And these are just some little trinket dishes. So that is really about it for the glaze combinations. Anything new. Although I did try some small samples of Kentucky Mudworks. They're not Celadon glazes, but that's pretty much what they kind of act like. They're transparent glazes. This is a porcelain clay body, P5 by High Water. And I wanted to see what some of the overlaps do. I've been using a few of these glazes already, and I wanted to try the different colors, and I was hoping that they'd all be compatible with each other to do the overlaps. This one is Morning Glory Blue on the top, and the bottom one is called Ocean Mist. It's a really nice color combination, and just the colors on their own are good, and I'll do some tests of that. This one is Ocean Mist by itself. It's a really nice kind of turquoise green. So that's good. It doesn't sink into the detail as much as a Celadon glaze would do, but it does show the detail really nice. The purple one is called Foxglove, and that's over Ocean Mist. nice purple. And then I just did Foxglove over the Morning Glory color. So they are all compatible with each other. So that's definitely something I'm going to do. So I just have a bunch of magnets, and most of it is Opal on red clay. So that is pretty much it. Thank you for watching. Say bye, baby.